The jet engine screamed like a wounded animal, its metal body shaking as smoke curled into the cold morning air of Vancouver International Airport. Engineers stood frozen, eyes wide, while alarms flashed red. This engine was supposed to take the CEO of a global aviation company to a billion-dollar deal in Toronto, and now it was dead. That's when the CEO noticed her, a simple woman in a faded blue jacket, standing quietly near the hangar door, watching the chaos like she could hear something no one else could. With a sharp laugh, he pointed at her and said, "If you're so confident, go ahead. Fix it." What happened next would change every life in that hangar forever. Her name was Aisha, and she cleaned the hangar floors at night when everyone else went home. Most people never noticed her, and those who did assumed she knew nothing beyond pushing a mop. But as she stepped forward, her hands trembling slightly, her eyes were calm, the kind of calm that comes from years of listening, learning, and waiting. The CEO's challenge was half a joke, half an insult. The senior engineers smirked. Cameras from a news crew caught the moment, ready to record her failure. Aisha swallowed her fear and nodded, because deep inside, this engine sounded familiar, like a problem she had solved before, long ago, in a life no one knew about. She walked slowly around the jet, closing her eyes for a moment, feeling the vibration through the concrete floor. She placed her palm on the cold metal, listening to the uneven hum. The engineers whispered behind her, mocking, but she didn't hear them anymore. Her mind drifted back to her father's small workshop in rural Alberta, where broken farm machines were her childhood toys. He had taught her to listen to engines like they were living things, to hear pain, imbalance, and fear. When he died, life pushed her into survival mode, not success mode. Degrees were abandoned, dreams buried. But knowledge never left her hands. Aisha climbed the ladder and removed a small panel no one else had touched. The CEO frowned, annoyed. She wasn't following protocol. She leaned closer, peering inside, then smiled softly, a smile no one noticed. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a thin metal hairpin. Gasps filled the hangar. Security took a step forward. The CEO raised his hand, curious now. With gentle precision, Aisha adjusted a tiny sensor that had slipped less than a millimeter out of place. It wasn't broken, it was confused. The engine wasn't failing, it was protecting itself. She climbed down, wiped grease from her hands, and said quietly, "Try now." The engineers stared at the CEO. He hesitated, then nodded. The ignition roared to life, smooth, powerful, perfect. The shaking stopped. The smoke vanished. Silence fell, followed by a thunder of sound as everyone realized what had just happened. Some engineers had tears in their eyes. The CEO stood frozen, his face pale, his pride shattered. In one simple moment, the woman no one saw had done what millions of dollars and years of experience could not. The CEO walked toward her slowly, his voice softer than anyone had ever heard it. "Who are you?" he asked. Aisha looked around the hangar, at the stunned faces, the cameras, the engine now humming like a peaceful heartbeat. "Just someone who listens," she said. News spread across Canada that day, not about a jet engine, but about humility, hidden genius, and the danger of judging a soul by its uniform. The CEO offered her a job, a title, a salary that could change her life. She accepted, but on one condition, that no one in that company would ever be ignored again. And as the jet lifted into the sky that evening, carrying deals and dreams across the clouds, one truth remained on the ground: sometimes the greatest minds are sweeping floors, waiting for someone arrogant enough to challenge them, and brave enough to watch them rise.